Wanna be buried
in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again.
Whoa, no. What's up, honey?
You would think that we had practiced that.
You would, but
we
no.
didn't.
No, not at all. And now we are here.
How we live our lives.
Like angels of the choir. Here to entertain the horror fam.
What's up, horror fam?
Whom I see is pretty strong in here already, and that's good because tonight we're discussing the baddest ass women in horror.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, and there is a distinction
We want to make.
you wanted to make
Or
because
make.
because I started to title this a very different way.
Yeah.
And you were like, you can't do that.
He was like, cool chicks. And no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so you have to tell everybody, though, because it makes sense, like, once you think about it.
Okay, so this morning Steven told me that it is, because I didn't know, officially Women of Horror Month.
Yeah.
And I was like, excited!
That's how, because I don't keep up with that shit. Yeah. Like, I can barely, I don't even know when Trash Day is. I don't keep up with.
That's true.
This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is Pizza Month. This is fucking Arbor Day. I don't do that.
Sometimes it's National Ice Cream Day, and that one we know.
Yeah, that one we do. But I don't keep up with that. So, yeah, I stumbled across that, and I was like, hey. We should do some.
We should do something. And so my immediate thought was like, well, let's do, the heroines of horror. And he was like, you can't call it that. Nobody's going to click on that. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
people know what a heroine is, right? Like, and he was like, no, let's do the best final girls. And I was like, you literally just said girls in Women of Horror Month.
well, we had the idea, like, we knew what the topic would be about, and it would be essentially like the most kick-ass chicks in horror.
Right.
And we were just trying to come up with a title, and you said I couldn't call it, like, the best final girls. And what is your distinction? Like, what separates this list from some of the others you might see?
Well, I think that there is, in a lot of respects, a difference between the actual hero of a film, who may or may not be female, and a final girl who literally is just surviving until the end of the movie, who may or may not kick a little bit of ass in the last 5-10 minutes of the movie. She might not. Sometimes the final girl really doesn't. All she does is manage to escape.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, if we're going to talk about some badassery, one, she either has to survive something really horrific, or she better be kicking some butt, I think. Like, that's just maybe the conversation I wanted to have tonight. It's let's talk about some chicks who kick some ass.
Yeah, and not just ones who scream the whole movie and die or survive by happenstance.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the distinction I wanted to make tonight. That is not to say that we can't at some point have another conversation about just, our favorite final girls. Because sometimes you love them. Sometimes they're written so well that you feel for them and you love them.
Well, that might have to be another podcast episode. We'll have to talk about, like, Scream Queens or, final girls in a more traditional, I guess.
A more traditional final girl.
Yeah.
Or even just like this slasher genre final girl. Like, I think that's a very specific, like...
Yeah, because some of them don't. They don't have that survival instinct.
Like, I really took... Because my immediate argument was, you can't call Ripley a final girl. Like, that's just... Like, like, how would Ripley feel if she was called a final girl?
As
opposed to, like,
Ripley literally wouldn't care, and that's why she's such a badass.
Well, but...
She wouldn't even comment on it.
But she would. Sigourney Weaver would.
No, that's what makes Ripley a badass. Like, she doesn't even entertain it. She doesn't have to entertain it.
I think she'd have... I don't buy that. I think she'd have something to say if somebody called her a girl.
I don't think so.
I do. As a woman.
If she does, that would be a shame. That would be a flaw in her character. That would be like...
That's like saying there's a flaw in my character because I don't like being referred to as a girl.
That would be like if Doc Holliday... in Tombstone...
didn't like be called a boy? I bet he doesn't.
If he responded, for instance, when Johnny Ringo does the spinning the gun thing, which is such a badass, and you're like, oh my god, how the fuck can Doc Holliday possibly look... He just doesn't care. He spins a tin cup.
Or probably a silver cup. Yeah.
A silver cup.
This is Doc Holliday.
Let's get it right here. But I'm saying that's what makes him badass. He doesn't need to comment and show that he's more badass. He doesn't do any,
it's
but it is.
It's not about whether or not she would comment, right? Yeah. Like if she's going to defend herself. It's more of just like a...
No, she wouldn't comment because she deals with it in the movies. And she just keeps going like this. It doesn't matter what the hell you think. She
stabs knives through people's hands and things like that for when they offend her. Like she does all kinds of great
Ripley's
stuff.
a badass.
But that's my point.
So whether
or not she takes offense isn't up for discussion.
Yeah,
because she will stab you if she does.
So I think that's why Sigourney Weaver is badass. Is that role could
No, so my point had less to do. It's like I jokingly said the thing about Ripley. It's like come on, and it had more to do with like if you're gonna talk about the badassery of women in the middle of the Women of Horror Month. Let's do it. Let's mean it.
Well, let's do it. But I'll tell you what fucks you before. Well, hey. Whatever. You can do what you want.
I do what I want.
But, hey, I walked outside. I don't care because I walked outside earlier and there's a little nip in the air. It's starting to feel like fall.
And what did I say? Isn't that what I said?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Starting to feel like fall, people. I've got the flannel out. I'm ready. It's pumpkin spice weather.
Not that we waited for pumpkin spice weather. No. We started pumpkin spice
it's
like a
cuddle
month
up and enjoy the fall goodness. And let me tell you what.
And all things cozy.
We had us a little horror marathon yesterday.
We did. We were really under the weather yesterday.
We were under the weather because...
And I had to bully him into taking an actual sick day because he doesn't do that.
Yeah, I felt like fucking Miguel Nunez laying around cussing those enchiladas. Like, I was down for the count a little bit. So we had us a little horror marathon. It's starting to feel like fall. It's starting to feel like Halloween.
You want to tell everybody what we put ourselves through yesterday?
I don't think they're ready for we gave ourselves a day off and then watched that shit. Okay, so we watched Dead Ringers by David Cronenberg, and I'm not going to sit here and trash on it or anything like that, because it was okay.
It was a well-made film.
It was a well-made film.
Jeremy Irons was wonderful as two different characters.
Yes, he was, and wonderful way of pulling that off. Like, the way it was shot was crazy.
Brilliant. Like, Cronenberg, wow.
Yeah, we've...
Lots of people, you've seen tons of twin movies where the same actor plays both twins, and those scenes when they're both on film always feel so stilted.
Look like ass, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But, Dead Ringers, man. Holy crap.
But ew.
It was okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a great movie, but I liked it. It wasn't bad. And then I'll be damned if we didn't screw ourselves and watch The Exorcist 2 right after. So, Dead Ringers being a unique movie, it's not the most action-packed. You're going to sit there for 2 hours and, it is what it is. Slow burn.
Which I don't mind.
Psychological stuff going on there. Mm-hmm. And Cronenberg's a body horror kind of guy. It's not, you're not sitting there watching a body count kind of movie. No pun intended. But then we sit through The Exorcist 2, and oh my God.
What a hot mess. What a hot mess.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what else to call it but a hot mess. Like, it's a hot mess from start to... And I remember I was watching the opening credits.
Yeah.
And I was like, this cast is stacked. What? What? Yeah. This is going to be good. No, I was so wrong.
Oh man, Briggs said that while he was here and I was asleep, he watched Dead Ringers. I'll be damned. Briggs.
That's hilarious.
He says he enjoyed it, but he wouldn't call it horror, more tragedy. And I think you said that.
That's what I said.
You said that there was only one scene in it that was like
horror. Yeah.
And
even that is skating it because I don't think it's a horror film. I think it's a character drama. I think it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And really it was beautifully done, beautifully acted.
But then we moved into The Exorcist 2, and that is a dumpster fire.
Now, JP says he loves that movie, and he's an identical twin.
Oh, Dead Ringers?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I definitely had some questions about identical twins after
About
watching that.
Yeah, how accurate of a film it was.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, then moving on to The Exorcist 2 was like, wow.
He says Dead Ringers is based on a real pair of twins.
Really?
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like Chang and Ing or whatever their names was?
Those are the Siamese twins.
The Siamese twins. Nate Blanche, hello. Vanderhoff, hello. JK, Trav Zimmerman, JP, the Diabolical Doctor, Jonas, baby. The horror fam is running wild in here. They're like Hulk Hogan in this. I'll rip my fucking shirt off on stream and just fucking...
Do it. Just
fucking...
chest
Hulk
hair,
out,
chest
baby.
Hair, chest hair.
So, yeah, but the Dead Ringers just reminded me the whole time. I love this Tales from the Crypt episode. I cannot remember the title of it right now. I don't think it was like Split Personality or any... Because some of their titles remind you of other episodes. It's almost like they're so similar. Like, this title would go better with that episode, but... yeah, it reminds me of this Tales from the Crypt episode where there are Siamese twins. Or conjoined twins.
Yeah, conjoined twins, sorry.
And,
yeah. That's what they refer to. The movie is old, so the movie referred to them as Siamese twins, so it's like in my head.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, I don't...
Because they're called conjoined twins. That's what they're called.
Oh, okay. I don't know why they're...
So originally they were called Siamese twins because the first pair of twins on record, obviously there had to have been many before that, were from Siam. So they were Siamese.
I'll be damned.
What we call Thailand today.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, but but it is far more in Tales from the Crypt fashion. It's hilarious, the Siamese twins in that one.
Cool.
But, so it reminded me of that, and... Oh, JP says here, Stuart and Cyril Marcus, twin gynecologists, drug addicts, found dead in their Manhattan apartment in 1975. Oh my God.
And Cronenberg was like, I'm making this movie.
Yeah, JP, thank you for that, man. That is a really good factoid there.
It is, and it makes me, I'm going to later
we're going to look that
up the real story.
Yes, Diabolical Doctor. The Tales from the Crypt episode is called My Brother's Keeper. It is a really good episode. Great twist at the end, of course.
Cool.
Tales from the Crypt style, baby.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, Tales from the Crypt is like episodes with like things growing out of people too.
Yeah.
Too.
Ooh,
don't they?
Yes.
They do. You don't have like a full twin. You've got like a little creature who grows out of the side of you.
Oh, that is very observant of you, Anna. Very observant indeed.
But we're going to have that kind of night, folks.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. West. Nipsey Knuckle, $10. New here, but loving your content. Perfect viewing for my evening. Holy crap.
Thanksy. I went with Thanksy. Thanksy, Nipsey.
and I'm going to tell you what, folks. This is a record.
I haven't even been drinking.
You ain't even been drinking yet. This is a record-breaking moment right here because they sent it in Eurobucks.
Okay, pounds.
Eurobucks. Eurobucks, baby. My first Eurobucks.
Pounds.
I actually wish I had some Eurobucks to hold in my hand.
So there, there's two different things, right? There's euros and then there's pounds.
Well, there's Eurobucks.
Right? Isn't that symbol the pound? The pound? That's the pound?
Yeah, that's the pound. But I'm just saying because it'd be cool because, I have American money. I want to know what Eurobucks
I don't know why I
like.
took my glasses off. I'm like, I can't see anything. Oh, I remember now why I took my glasses off.
What? What were you?
We got a smooch in before we started the stream.
Oh, we totally did.
And I took my glasses off and didn't put them back on.
Because I have a habit of when she kisses me, I'll put my
nose, cheek, whatever.
Nose, lips on her glasses. And,
so I got to take them off.
Yeah. But thank you, Nipsey, so much for that, my friend. Yes, and become the new stream boss. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, my friend.
What
new to the horror fan.
Out for Bruce Campbell for Nipsey. There you go.
Nipsey. Yes, Nipsey is getting a Bruce Campbell emojis, baby. Nipsey, man, please hit that subscribe button. Stick around. Welcome to the horror fam. Yeah, it's because I did the Reanimator voice.
It is absolutely.
Oh, Mr. West.
Why don't you tell everybody what our new favorite line from Reanimator is?
What would the note say, Dan?
Cat dead. Details later. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why, but we've been walking around saying that to each other for like the last 2 weeks.
That's what we do. And hey, let me tell you what, man. Hey, our goal is getting there, babe. Look at that. 12% of the way to the Ultimate Halloween Bash 2022. Yeah. Nipsey again! It's pounds! I'm over here in England. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I love you, Nipsey.
Sorry about the Queen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, dude, but hey, I'll tell you what, we love the British Baking Show.
We do love the British Baking Show.
It.
We love that.
Yeah, he's going to have to tell us, he or she is going to have to tell us the difference between stodgy and claggy. Nipsey Duckle getting those dance moves.
We looked it up once and we didn't retain it.
Yeah.
The difference between stodgy and claggy.
Thank you so much, man. Nipsey.
Thank you, Nipsey.
I'm telling you what, Nipsey might be the badass of the stream.
Nipsey coming in here kicking the door down.
Nipsey just can kick the fucking door down, son. Like
revved up that chainsaw.
Yeah, Dead Alive style with the lawnmower.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Nate Blanche, what's going on, dude? He says, I don't count Resurrection in the Halloween series. I don't think it's canon, is it? Yeah.
Oh, he's speaking directly to Billy Jet.
Yeah, he is. Okay, man. So let's get into our baddest ass women in horror.
Yes.
So, I just had a thought that we didn't write down, but should make it, and I think her name was Erin from You're Next.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot remember her name.
We'll just start there, because then we don't have to remember her later. But have y'all seen You're Next?
You're Next is a really good movie. I wish I'd seen it in theaters. You know, when I first saw it, I was like, you know, because it's basically a home invasion film. Mm-hmm. And these people are wearing lamb masks, it looks like.
Well, there's a lamb mask, a wolf mask.
Well, yeah. You know, I thought, I was like, oh my God, you know, this is like going to be like a Strangers ripoff or something like that. I didn't take it too seriously. And then I watched it and I was like, I really like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, and it just so happens, it's like lucky for her, she was raised by a survivalist.
Yeah, so she grew up on like a survivalist compound.
Yeah.
And
so she kicks major ass like, oh, it's great.
She kicks so much ass. And it's cool because she has that explanation. Like, Briggs brought this to my attention, and now I just really kind of focus on it. When I'm watching movies. He's like, I hate it. This is Briggs's words here. He's like, I hate it when a chick who is essentially worthless the whole movie all of a sudden becomes a badass.
Agreed.
In the final reel. And it's like, yeah, man, but Erin was just a badass from the beginning. You know, they didn't really know or expect it because her boyfriend was a piece of shit.
Yep.
Who was trying to kill his family and her.
Yep.
To get an insurance settlement.
Yep. And
turns out old Erin could whoop some booty.
Major booty. You know, oddly enough, who that made me think of, because she's also not on our list, is the bride from Ready or Not.
And the bride from Rec 3.
And the bride from Rec 3.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
No, but thank you, because I would have if I had thought about her. She's amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen any of the Rec movies, they're found footage. Quarantine, if you've seen it, remade the first for America. You watch it too. It's good.
Yes.
But Rec is the superior movie.
Because simply because
of the ending.
It has a better ending.
Yes.
I don't know why they changed the ending for the American market.
Maybe zombies are a little more popular here.
Maybe.
But I like demons are more popular there, obviously.
But I like that ending so much better.
I do too. I thought it was creative. Nipsey Duckle, goddamn, son!
And came in for the win with the explanation. Stodgy makes you feel full and slow when you've ate it. Claggy makes your teeth stick together while you eat it. Thanks for the condolences. Strange times here in the UK right now. I'm sorry, strange times. But thank you so much for supporting us, for giving us the difference between stodgy and claggy. This time I'm going to try to remember it.
Really cool though, man. Like we're you know, getting some fresh meat in here. And people from around the world, man. That's really cool, man. New
really
horror
cool.
fan members. I hope you come in, Nipsey.
Thank you for coming to hang out with us.
I hope you come in more often. We stream quite a bit.
We do.
So yeah, man, that's really freaking cool. So Wreck. We have Wreck in Wreck 3. It's the bride.
Right. Yeah.
And she kicks total ass. And that's when the series gets some comedic elements tossed in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, the third movie, so the first two films are so scary.
Yeah.
And the third film has a lot of those elements still there. Like, it's not like you lose that completely, but it is such a fun movie.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much fun watching that movie. And, the bride and groom are fantastic. And they love each other so much, and it's amazing.
They do.
Like, it's,
They really do. So if you haven't seen Wreck, or Ready or Not, or You're Next...
Go see those movies.
Go check them out. Yeah, it's really... like, we tried not to fill the list with, like, bad movies.
No.
Check,
we
these
tried.
Most of the... so...
We make no promises.
Check those out. Fill that chat up with some Bruce Campbell's for Nipsey, baby. Look at that. Filling it up. So, speaking of errands, I think we have to definitely include Aaron from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I can't believe it, guys. When we were making the list, I'm the one who brought her up.
Yes, you were.
I mean, to be fair, we were really going fast.
Yeah, we were just going back and forth, like, it would be great.
But I couldn't believe she wasn't the first woman out of your mouth.
Because, total contrast to the original film, Sally just runs and screams her lungs out.
Yeah.
Aaron in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake instead not only survives, but she takes Leatherface's arm with her.
Yep.
And not only that, but she also takes the baby with her.
She goes and rescues the baby.
That the family had stolen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, total badass, man.
And she's doing it all whilst pregnant. So, I mean,
pregnant, she runs over R. Lee Ermey. If you take out R. Lee Ermey, you have to be a total badass.
Right? To even dare.
Yeah, you have to be, So yes, Aaron from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake for sure. Gory Tagger, man, better late than never, baby. Welcome to the stream. Yes, Billy Judd. Aaron also kills R. Lee Ermey. Badass. Right up until the end, man.
Yep.
And I did not see that, when I watched that movie, there was a lot about it I didn't see coming. At all. Like, there was a lot of shit about the TCM remake that surprised me.
Yeah.
When she takes Leatherface, that has to be one of the takes his arm. Cuts his arm off with a cleaver.
Yeah.
That has to be one of the most shocking moments.
It's a great moment.
Yeah. It was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because he's so big and, around that time, you don't see the taking damage, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or if you do, they get back up so fast, you're like, okay, like, apparently bullets to a chest don't count if you're a slasher.
Well, that plus, Leatherface is a human, so, he lost his arm. That's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gone.
Agreed.
So, yeah, Aaron from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, who have you got for your next pick, baby?
So we're, you know what? I want to go with right away, just because everybody knows it's my favorite film and we hate to, beat that dead horse, but, Diane. Beat it. Diane Freeling from The Poltergeist. She's the mom. Mama Freeling. Freeling in The Poltergeist. The absolute cojones it would have taken to tie a rope around your waist and jump into that light is like, what? I mean, to the point where apparently the people who remade the movie didn't buy it and didn't let the mom do it. Or whatever their screwed up reasoning was, and utterly destroyed the film by destroying the mother figure.
One thing I really love about the mom from the original Poltergeist, is, well, yes, everything. First of all, you have to be a badass to pull Craig T. Nelson. I mean, let's face it. You know.
Beth Williams.
That's right.
Oh, baby.
But they act like real human beings.
Their relationship is badass. So they've been together, like in the story, they've been together since high school, got married because they got pregnant. And usually that is like, that's how they tell you why a relationship in a movie is bad.
Yeah.
And instead, their relationship is awesome. They still like to get it on. They like to smoke pot together. They're laughing together. Having fun. They love each other so much. And it's so... It's such a great relationship.
Well, too, and when she finds out that her house is haunted or whatever, and, like, there's this one spot in the kitchen, she sets Carol Ann down, her own daughter, on this spot on the kitchen floor, and she scoots across, and, like, she just keeps doing it to her. She's like, oh my god, you gotta check this out, dude!
Oh, yeah, she has this, like, open, seeking, fascinated mind that keeps her so open to all this stuff, and then when her daughter disappears... she stands so firm, so strong that she's going to get her daughter back. She knows that her daughter is there in the house. Like, she is, you know, Craig T. Nelson kind of falls apart a little bit. He starts to look like haggard and a mess, and she is like...
she's on it.
She is on it. I love her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And the performance is incredible. That scene where she knows Carol Ann's soul has, like, passed through her.
Yeah.
Whew, that scene gives me chills every time. It is so well acted. It's a beautiful scene.
Well, I'll tell you what's also cool about it is, like I said, is the fact that it's more realistic in the sense that, like, well, number one, they're paranormal baddies. Right. But it's cool, like, she's a badass, and that's kind of what makes her unique on this. Like, she's a badass in the sense that she's a mom.
Yeah.
You know, she is a wife. She's a mom. She's proud. She doesn't need to fucking, you know, go do some push-ups.
Nope, she doesn't
and
pick
kick
up
the
a gun.
door in. She doesn't need a gun. She is just... she's there for her family.
Yeah. Like, 100%. Like, she is Mama Bear. It's amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought she deserved to be on the list.
Yeah, absolutely, you know, and I think that's really cool because I think that's, you know, unfortunately some of what we get wrong in horror today. Like, the badass female has to be essentially a badass man, but female instead.
Right.
Like, it was really cool that JoBeth was just, you know.
I mean, it's part of what I think makes, like, really brings out a lot of Ripley's ferocity in the second film, right, in Aliens.
Well, do you want to go ahead and throw Ripley in there?
Yeah, she's a great juxtaposition, but, like, still epically amazing, like, right? Like, Ripley is, you know, in Alien, in the first film, you know, she's just a working gal, ain't she? You know what I mean?
Badass,
she is, and she's, you know, running loaders, and she's, you know, exploring space, and...
yeah.
scrapping and like I mean, and she really, like, I think in the first movie kind of does edge towards that. She is like the final survivor of this, like, horrific, but she does it through her wiles, through her strength, through her, you know, really, and you know, as opposed to any kind of, like, coincidence or anything like that, you know. So she just happens to be the final survivor. She doesn't, like, she works hard to be the final survivor in that movie. Well,
and that's kind of what works for me. Like, you kind of get, like, the two... It's interesting when you look into Aliens, is, like, you do get that side-by-side compare. Like, today, your badass women in horror are going to look like Vasquez. Or any movie.
I love Vasquez.
I love Vasquez, too. But Ripley, totally humble.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, she knows she's, you know...
yeah.
You know, she knows what and she uses that to survive. She doesn't have to go out there and prove shit.
Well, and she doesn't. You know, when it's time for her to pick up a weapon in the second film, she doesn't know how to use it. She has to ask. Yeah. Show me how it works. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then she's on it. She picks it up, like, she's like, got it, check, roger that. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know... You see that shit today, and, like, somebody, like, do you know how to use that thing? And then they just cock the shotgun, like, know how to use it.
It's because we all like to cock the shotgun.
Yeah, well, fuck yeah. Shotgun and shotgun's badass. yes. I could do that all day long. So let's see here. Nipsey Ducky says there's nothing more ferocious than Mommy Tiger defending her pack.
Right, and I feel like that's really what they bring out of Ripley in the second film, because she has lost her daughter by being gone so long. Her daughter has died.
Yeah.
And she basically, just to sum up, finds herself a replacement, and finds a little girl to defend.
Yeah, she's got Newt.
Yeah, she has Newt, and she finds Newt and defends Newt, and stuff gets really hairy when it's like she's willing to sacrifice herself to go save this little girl.
Absolutely.
And when she's got to fight the queen alien,
she whips that ass for it, baby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, she does.
It's amazing.
Let's see here.
So I thought that was an interesting tie-in.
Pinhead 198 says Donna Trenton in Cujo. She did all she could to protect her son. I would agree with that, and I've heard people say that is, because one of the most shocking moments in Cujo, they're trapped in this car. A rabid Saint Bernard is outside terrorizing them, and one of the most shocking moments you're always going to hear people talk about is when the mom slaps, like, the hysterical child.
Yep.
And people are shocked by that. They're like, oh my God, how could you do that? But I've actually heard mothers say, holy shit, that is so realistic. Yeah. Like in that moment where things are just frantic, and she's trying to think, she's trying to survive, and this kid will not shut up until finally she snaps and hits him.
Yep.
So...
it's, sometimes you need your kid to pull it together. Like, sometimes you do. And it's, most moms I know, if they've got some water handy, will use that. But, when you don't, what are you gonna,
you gotta get that pop, baby.
It's like, you can sit here and cry, or we can die. Like, there's just, come on.
Yeah.
Like, what else? What can you do?
Yeah.
We're not dying here, pal.
El Pato Libre says Alien Resurrection Ripley would eat T2 Sarah Connor.
To be fair, she'd eat anybody.
Well,
do you remember Resurrection at all?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Resurrection is the one where she's...
Shaved head Ripley?
She has... Is her head... No, that's the third movie.
Oh,
Resurrection is the fourth movie, and it's the one where she has alien DNA in her. She's part alien.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she... Yeah,
they kind of fell off for me. Like, I remember bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
But they kind of fell off for me after Aliens.
Yeah.
I remember Brad Dourif being in, I think, the fourth one.
That's the fourth one, yeah.
The third one has Ron Perlman, right?
That's the fourth one has Ron Perlman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He in that film, he's got one of my favorite lines of, like,
yeah.
I am not one with whom to fuck. Yeah. I just like that line. Like, it doesn't matter who said it or what movie. It's just, he is not one with whom to fuck.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ripley's a total badass. But the Sarah Connor comparison does bring up, we have to mention her.
Yeah, you have to.
Because, and I know this, technically, in Terminator, which is totally a horror movie.
Yeah,
like, it
absolutely.
has to be categorized as a horror movie. Come on,
the first
man.
one. Yeah, absolutely.
She is essentially a final girl.
Well, she's the only girl, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
I gotcha.
Like, she's, not necessarily a badass.
No.
Yet.
Well, to be fair, how many people would that have utterly broken?
Oh, yeah.
Because you watch other horror films, and you've got, like, Night of the Demons is a perfect example. Yeah. You've got the girl that the guys are trying to save, and she's like, I can't, and she's crying, and she can't run anymore, and it's like, what the... And Sarah Connor keeps her shit together the whole...
She does.
Time.
But I'm saying, like, she hasn't reached final form yet.
She has not reached final form. That's agreed.
So, so that's where I went with that. Like, she's a badass in certain distinctions, whatever. But, okay, so
Inner strength.
let's move on to Terminator 2. Now, this one's arguable because it's an action film.
Yeah.
But T2 Sarah Connor, totally about survival. That survival instinct is strong.
way strong. But I think that's the whole key to her personality in the first film, is that survival instinct is strong.
Yeah. Now, I can't comment on the other ones because I didn't get into them.
I don't think it's
I'm
necessary to comment on the
But,
others.
you know, so I will say Sarah Connor as a part 2.
Total badass.
Total badass,
Total
man.
badass.
You
and
know,
again, another character who will do anything for her kid. Like, that's, right? Like,
yeah.
Oddly enough, I didn't even think about it, but that's...
Yeah.
Which is
Absolutely.
weird, but...
Well, plus pulls Michael Biehn, man. Reese. One of the most, badass to me. Like, I love Reese.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's just a human.
I love Reese, too.
He's a human dude. There's nothing special about him, really. He's
Just
not
a soldier.
He's not
just
Arnold
a soldier.
Schwarzenegger.
No.
He's not Robert Patrick. That is.
No, but interestingly,
Liquid
he's in.
metal.
This is now the third movie we've mentioned tonight that he's in.
Yeah, because he's a badass.
Yeah.
It is the third movie tonight. Yeah. What? Huh.
I mean,
we need to get him on the show.
To be fair, Tombstone only came up out of.
Came up organically.
But
it's
not a horror film. But yeah. Yeah.
But Sarah's carrying around that Michael Biehn DNA.
Yeah.
So.
She's gotta
man.
protect that.
Yeah, damn right. Damn right, dude.
But it's like everything she does to become the warrior she is in the second movie is to ensure the survival of her child.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
So really cool, really cool. So I'm going to say...
I had no idea we'd be spending the podcast talking about badass moms in horror. Who knew? But there you go.
Yeah, totally. Well, and here's another one. Briggs brings this up, and this is one that I was thinking about while I was in the shower.
Uh-huh.
Would Wendy Torrance in any way be a badass? Because, she is crying hysterically. She is physically very weak.
Yeah.
But she doesn't fall to the ground and freeze. She doesn't suffer from, hysterical blindness like an Italian zombie film.
She's a tough one for me.
Mm-hmm.
She's a tough one for me, and I'll tell you why. It's because she's with a man who's been abusing her child.
True.
And is like, you want to be secluded in a hotel for the winter? We'll go with you. It's like, this man just broke your child's arm or whatever. Are you really? So I don't know. She's tough. She's tough.
Yeah, she is.
She's tough. I like her. I like the character, but would I include her as, a badass?
Nah.
Tough.
No, I mean, it is tough. I can see the argument in some ways. She does get Danny out the window.
She does.
He does ultimately, survive because of her.
She does. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, she loves her kid, but she also loves her husband.
Yeah.
And apparently a lot of that is much better understood in the book.
Yeah.
She's a little bit stronger of a character both in the book and in the miniseries remake. So it's kind of the character, maybe. The Stanley Kubrick interpretation of the character, I have a harder time with.
Well, Briggs did specifically ask for the 1980 version.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's a little tougher for me. They don't spend any time really showing her have a backbone.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy, because I'm looking at our list here, and, it really is mom-heavy, because the next one I want to mention is Chris McNeil from The Exorcist.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine?
No, what she goes through is horrific.
Absolutely, and keeps her shit together for the sake of her daughter.
She really does. She really does. Every time we watch it, I'm just like, oh my God, she's amazing. I don't know how she dealt with any of that by herself.
No way. And mom till the end too,
Absolutely.
I could tell you, that is not my daughter.
Yeah, she knew 100%, this is not my child. Something is wrong.
Yeah.
She was not willing to lock her up when that was one of the physician's suggestions, was to have her institutionalized. She was like, absolutely not. She fights for her kid every step of the way.
And yes, absolutely. And she's once again, not a badass in the sense of kicking ass with a shotgun.
Yeah.
She's not the Terminator. But man, she finds a psychologist. She finds a fucking room full of doctors.
Yeah.
And then she seeks out a priest and will not stop until she gets what she believes her daughter needs.
Yeah.
So,
in a situation that really, when you're watching the film, like if you look at it, it's like would crumple most people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I mean, I got to go with total badass on that, man.
Yeah, it's that inner strength thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what we're talking about.
Very strong character.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, because look at that, man. Think about how many people, I mean, Burke Dennings, her friend dies. The director of her film dies. Very close friend. Even so much that Reagan believes that they're going to
get married.
Get together. Get married.
Yeah.
He dies.
Yeah.
And then, like, I mean, that's enough to send somebody into seclusion, to break them down.
Well, and when she figures out that it was Reagan who more than likely killed him.
Yeah.
Like, she handles that. You know what I mean?
She handles that, but think about that, man. As soon as she gets the news, she turns around and Reagan comes walking down into the spider walk. Like, she doesn't have a minute to rest.
No. Hammered from start to finish.
Hammered from start to finish.
Yep.
Great. JP, I've always wondered the same. I've also wondered, now they do give someone maybe is up there checking on her.
Well, yeah, to be fair, like, with everything that goes on in that movie, you have no idea what drew him up to that room, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the demon said or did or to bring him up to that room, right?
A voice it could have taken.
Who knows?
The drawing power of the demon. I mean, the demon does definitely have psychic abilities. We've seen that. I mean, it knew Marin was there as soon as the taxi pulled in.
Oh, God, I love that moment when he walks in the house and it's Marin! Oh, it's so good. So who knows? What? Yeah, it's always been a weird thing to me too, JP, so I don't want to dismiss that. Like, it is weird, but also, like, who knows?
Well, but Burke, we also do know that he was a good friend.
Yeah.
Like, he was, I mean, this isn't, Uncle Tom who comes over every 3 years.
Oh, gotcha.
Uncle Gary Busey.
Uncle Gary Busey.
Whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah.
But, and JP, or JK here disagrees with us. He says he thinks Chris McNeil was more of a devoted mother rather than badass.
Yeah, so it really kind of depends on the definition of badass. And it's just kind of like, it's one of those things where, I think... Okay, so this is where the Wendy thing comes in, because there's a devoted mother.
Yeah.
Who fails to show any real, like, what I would consider, like, badassery. And it is because of the lack of inner strength. Like, there's a lot of, and again, that could just be Kubrick's interpretation of the character as opposed to how she was actually written. Mm-hmm. But, whereas Chris McNeil, she's doing this alone.
Yeah. She's a single mother.
And two, like, she stands firm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, no one is pushing her around. Like, no one is like, she handles business, the whole time. And that does take a certain level of badassery. And
I mean, even when the doctors try to, like, are you sure this, that, and this, that, and the other, are you sure there's no drugs? Are you sure that she's like, look, motherfucker.
Yeah. And all you have to do is look around in the people and see how easily they get pushed around especially by people they think of as authority figures, like doctors is a great example of how often we don't advocate for ourselves, for our children, for our partners. We don't advocate for them. We just well, that's what the doctor said, so I guess that's what we're going to do. Yeah. And it's just like, come on,
Yeah, I'm totally guilty of that too. Like, in the moment, but it's
hard.
It's happened to me before. It's like, because you feel so rushed.
Yeah.
As soon as they come power walking in, there's papers flying everywhere, they'll sometimes bring a buddy with them who is like there for fucking what? Emotional support on their behalf. It's like, what? Why'd you bring your bro in here with you?
Yeah.
And then they're gone, and it's like, you don't even have time in a lot of, it seems like it.
Right.
You need to be like,
they make you feel that way on purpose. So it really does take a lot of
backbone, man.
Backbone to stand up and say, no.
I'm going with Chris McNeil as a total badass dude. For what the shit she went through, I'm standing firmly with Chris McNeil on that, because, man, Her daughter is possessed by a demon who claims to be Satan.
Yeah.
And she doesn't off herself nor the child.
Or throw her in an institution like the doctors want to.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty easy to rid yourself of that kind of problem. A lot of parents have done it over the
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day when we went to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Jonas, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Yeah. Glad to see you in here, dude. As a matter of fact, Jonas, I just put our friend Danielle in her frame.
Oh, did you?
I did. I put her over there, though.
Right, we don't have
anywhere to hang her.
Not yet.
Just yet.
Not right
We're working on that.
I mean, we technically do, but
yeah.
When you're about to paint walls, why hang more pictures?
Billy Judd says Nancy Thompson was a badass. Yes, Nancy from the Nightmare on Elm Street series was a badass because, you know, her and her friends and her boyfriend are now suddenly being haunted by this dream demon. Mm-hmm. And she does what she has to survive as quickly as possible, man. She can't sleep. She knows that. So she does what she can. She goes out and gets a survival book. Mm-hmm. She does what she can. So, yes, I would say Nancy Thompson really, you know, steps... And she's a teenager. Mm-hmm. You know, she does her best.
She does. And you know, the way she figures out how to defeat Freddy at the end is like...
Yeah, genius.
Well, and it
takes a lot of courage. Imagine
the
courage it would take to see this dude with his razor gloves facing you talking that smack. And, like, you have the testicular fortitude to turn your back on him.
Yep.
Because he feeds on fear.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. JK, Alice is one that we also have on our list.
Alice is on our list, yay!
From Friday the 13th, and I know she is one of your favorite final girls from the Friday the 13th franchise.
Absolutely.
Because of her ingenuity and survival instinct and... Yeah. You know, after that one, they kind of start getting a little more tropey.
They do, absolutely. All the characters in those movies do.
You know, despite some of them surviving and stuff, but Alice really, you know, she was about that life.
She was.
And not only is Alice from the original Friday the 13th a badass, but you brought this up. You're saying Mrs. Voorhees is also a badass, and I'm with you.
So we were perfectly willing to add villains to our badass women in horror.
Surprise!
Because just you're bad doesn't mean you're not a badass. So...
That's right. Surprise, baby.
So Mrs. Voorhees.
Mrs. Voorhees.
Who kills all those teenagers.
Is a total badass.
I mean...
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. She went for the gusto.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
You know, she went out after all those naughty teenagers who should have been watching her son while he was swimming.
Yep.
And just...
Revenge, sweet revenge.
Gives them that pop.
She does.
You know, so...
In, like, lots of interesting, creative ways, too.
Yeah. She totally does, man. I mean, so much so that you totally think it's a dude for the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because of the way...
not just because of the genre, but also because of the manner of the deaths.
Yeah. She gets her hands dirty, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's vicious.
She is vicious. I mean, you know.
Yep.
So Mrs. Voorhees.
Mrs. Voorhees.
Makes the list.
She had to make the list.
Who else you want to throw out there, babe?
Well, do you want to stick with our villains for a minute?
We will stick with our villains for a minute. Who you got?
Annie Wilkes.
Annie Wilkes from Misery.
So creepy and amazing.
And let's just go. I'm going to say it right now. Kathy Bates, the actress, is a badass.
She is.
She is a total badass.
She is.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. She's a powerhouse.
But oh my God, when Paul wrecks his car... She goes over an embankment covered in snow, and fireman carries his ass up the hill.
Yeah, she does.
So she's a badass in that sense. She's a badass in the fact that she's a nurse, or was a nurse. Mm-hmm. You know, so she keeps him alive with the bootleg supplies she does have. But man, she totally beasts on Paul.
She does. Yeah. She destroys his world. Like,
yeah.
it's...
Yeah, Paul gets pretty hefty from...
It's not to say that he's not a badass for having survived all that.
Oh, he totally
Everything
is.
that he puts her through. But
totally
we're
is.
just going to focus on her tonight, and she's badass.
Yes, Annie Wilkes is a total badass.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite characters to watch.
Oh my God, she's so good.
Yeah.
In that role.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, I hate to say this, but I know people like that. You know.
Like her?
Not like her.
Okay.
Not to that extent. Well, yeah. Okay. Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, I do. But, man, yeah, she is, I'm telling you what, man, Kathy Bates really captured the mind of, like, a bipolar person.
Yeah,
like
agreed.
the way she pulls that off, and the way, you know, I've seen that, man.
Yeah,
like a rain, like, you know, in that movie when it's a rainy day and she comes in and she's like, the rain gives me the blues, and she just has that look on her face, and then she reveals she's walking around with a pistol in her pocket. Like, I've seen that shit.
Yeah.
You know, in person from people like Kathy Bates is a mofo, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Total badass. Annie Wilkes is a badass. She makes the list.
Yep.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Let's see. We have some discussion going on in the chat here about Christy Cotton.
Oh. Yes. Agreed. I'm just gonna say that.
Kirsty, excuse me.
Whatever, yeah. Well, agreed. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so the question is, you know, Pinhead198 says Kirsty Cotton has to be in there. She was a secret badass. And then the Diabolical Doctor responds with this. Kirsty Cotton was unafraid to negotiate with leather-clad mutants from a magic dimension she just discovered. She doesn't even suck in Hellseeker. She was willing to get her hands dirty to survive.
Yes.
Absolutely. So yep. Kirsty from Hellraiser.
Absolutely.
Total badass, man.
Total badass.
Yeah. And then I really liked Hellraiser 2 as well. I want to throw that out there, you know, and the stuff she did in that.
Yeah, like, what a thing to have to face. Like, we talk about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing when somebody, you know, you've got to face another human who's trying to kill you and your friends or whatever, and it's like, that's scary, but it's scary on a level that I think our brains are almost designed to deal with, right? Like, the threat of another human.
Yeah.
But what do you do when you're faced with something that, even just seeing that it actually exists is enough to, you know, break a lot of brains.
Yeah.
Let alone this thing exists and you have to fight it.
Oh my
God.
How?
What?
Yeah.
Like, and that can be anything from, you know, werewolves to, you know, Cenobites. Like,
absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. Keeping with our baddies, this one I'm going to leave on you.
Okay.
Natasha Henstridge, because I haven't seen this movie in so long.
From Species.
Yeah.
Do you guys all remember Species? Am I alone in remembering Species? We came up with this list, and there were other people who triggered her in my brain.
Yeah, I remember it, and I just remember, like, you know, being blown away as a kid. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. But that's it. Like, I don't remember necessarily why she's a badass. I just remember, like, she walks around naked and kills people.
Well, and it's interesting because it's like, even I loved her as a kid. When that movie came out, I was a teenager, so not a kid, but, like, I loved it.
Oh,
like,
man.
She, you know, is like an alien human hybrid kind of thing. Mm-hmm. She wants to mate. She wants to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And
she takes that good.
She takes that good and then kills.
Yeah, she's like a Black Widow or something.
She is. She's definitely like a Black Widow type character. You know, she's being hunted. People want to kill her. And so she's both a badass and sexy. It's like the both. It's amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah, talk about the question that comes up on here when I ask people, like, would you actually fall for that?
Yes.
Yeah, 100 times.
I mean,
yes.
but like, who wouldn't? Like, that's one of those where it's like, can you blame them?
No.
No.
It's like, well, and then hell, it may even be worth it. It's like, well, like she could come out and tell you, like, I'm gonna kill you, if you have sex with me. It's like,
worth it.
I'm willing to take one for the team.
For Natasha.
I'm willing to find out. Mm-hmm. So total badass.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, she's a monster.
A monster who gets the good get.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's what that boils down to. Is like, she's the monster in a monster movie.
Yeah. It's a total badass.
And I love it. I love that. I love that she's the monster in a monster movie.
Yeah. And then another one you talked about, because now this we can talk about both the good and bad, and then we're going to kind of transition out of our villain phase here.
Okay.
The Craft.
The Craft has both a badass, and a good badass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, well...
I mean, they're like, I feel like we have talked about bad or as like, I almost wish we had started there because they're not as bad as some of the bads we've talked about, right? But
yeah.
But they're, they're young, they're teenagers.
Yeah, that's what we would do.
You know what I mean?
If suddenly we had cool, gnarly, witchy powers, I mean, we would, hell, I'd totally drive at stoplights and be like, babe, is that light red or green?
Yeah, he'd be a problem.
I'd be a huge problem.
He would be a real problem. Like, talk about, like, you would absolutely be that person who casts a love spell just to dick with the person as opposed to actually...
Well, you know what would be funny?
Jeremy's in love with me now. Yeah, he'd be a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nancy and Sarah from The Craft have to be, I mean,
it's just like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure anybody out there is like, well, they're problematic for this, that, and the other. We know. But they're still fun. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah, they're bad at they just do what the hell we would do.
Yeah.
It's like they just start off doing totally chick things like changing the colors of their, but I'm not saying hell I would.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, I wonder what I'd look like with blonde facial hair.
Oh, I'd come home and he'd be Blackbeard. Like,
oh yeah.
Look, babe, I'm Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Like, got it.
Look, babe, I'm the Blair Witch. It's hard to tell what the fuck I would do.
That's true. Look, babe, I'm Natasha Henstridge.
Oh my god, yeah, look, babe. This transpired while you were gone.
Boobies, like, that's really what would happen. Like,
hell yeah, dude.
I haven't left home in a week. Like,
hell no. Why do you think I made those damn potions back there, man? I was hoping. Oh, dude, you'd come home and I'd be a Ninja Turtle one day. Just because, like, you come in and I have that orange bandana eating pizza.
Yeah, totally.
What's up? Like, cowabunga, dude. So Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer had total fucking badass.
Oh, well, yeah. And it's fun. The movie is fun in that you get to watch the progression from non-badass to full badass. Yeah.
But I mean, when Donald Sutherland is like your mentor, you kind of have to be.
You have to suddenly be full badass.
I mean, totally. But yeah, she's cheerleader, she's flexible, gymnastics, all that shit.
And then she kills things.
And then she kills vampires at night.
Yeah.
Totally awesome. Totally Buffy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a website. I'm changing the name of TalkHorror. Fuck it. Totally Buffy. And it's not about the series because I've never watched it.
He has not.
I just know Sarah Michelle Gellar is Buffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just all Buffy all the time, and it's only about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have to throw Buffy on there for total vampire killing machine badassery.
Yeah.
Here is probably the most obscure one on this list. So this will be interesting to see how well it is received.
See, and I thought I was being obscure with species. Yeah. Go ahead.
I threw Bridget from Ginger Snaps on the list.
Yeah.
Because her sister, whom she has like a lot like dead ringers, it's like they can't live without each other.
Right.
She has, like, pledged her life to Ginger. Yeah. Well, Ginger's attacked by a werewolf, becomes a werewolf, and Bridget does her best to stick by her sister's side.
Yeah, she does.
She does. She tries to figure it out. She tries to come up with a cure. Yeah. She tries everything she can. She tries to
stop her sister from going through the full change.
She tries to stop her sister from going through the full change. She tries to help her when she murders people.
She does.
But then when things inevitably go bad, and of course they were going to go bad eventually.
Yeah.
Bridget has to do the unthinkable.
Yeah.
And she kills Ginger.
It's horrible.
After trying to become a werewolf herself to sort of appease Ginger. You know, she ends up having to kill her.
Yeah. That's horrible.
You know, so not only does she sacrifice herself, and it's not even in the moment.
No.
So it's not even, she doesn't even get off that easy.
No, she's got to, like, plan it.
Yeah. So, like...
It's horrible.
She is now, she knows, like, not only does she kill Ginger, but she knows, like, her impending doom. She is going to become a werewolf.
Yep.
At some point. It's not going to be tonight. It's not going, you know... She's going to go through the same horrific experience that Ginger went through because that's how much she loved her and wanted to, you know. But Bridget survives.
Yeah, I think she absolutely belongs on the list.
I do too.
She's a good pick.
Yeah. And then that also, you know, includes Bridget and Ginger Snaps 2 as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, total badass in that one too. But, yeah. Bridget from Ginger Snaps. The Emily Perkins. So, that's not the only time she shows up on our list, though, because you had an idea for old Emily. You picked Beverly from It.
I did.
Yep. You totally forgot, didn't you?
I did. I was like, I totally drew a blank. I was like, what is he saying? He's putting me on the spot and I don't remember. Thank you for feeding it to me. Yep. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is why we were debating it. Mm-hmm. And this is, you know, because, you know, ultimately it's like she gets that one rock off with the slingshot. And, you know, really they're all very brave. But it's like what she's going through at home. That she survives. That she deals with. That she... And still is willing to go out and fight with her friends. Is like... Yeah.
Well, not only against, badass. Like, she's bullied at home. She's bullied at school.
Yeah. Well, worse than bullied at home, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But, and she is the one that was a dead shot, or dead eye, or dead aim. I can't remember I think it was dead shot.
Yeah.
John Ritter called her, like, you know, with the slingshot man.
Yeah.
And when it counted, you know, she totally hit Pennywise with that bad boy. And
yeah, she did.
the old monster killer.
Yep.
You know, took that chunk out of his skull.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, which I was really disappointed they took away from her in the remake.
Yeah, super weird.
Yeah, I thought that was a really... There are a couple of things they did with the remake that...
Yeah.
I think took essential things from the characters, and that was one of them, is taking that from Bev, I think was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Emily Perkins gets back-to-back entries.
Yeah. She's
Hell
awesome.
Yeah, badass, dude.
Emily Perkins, where you at? We haven't seen you in anything in a long time.
I know. I don't know. I tried to, like, figure that out a while back. I was like, what the hell happened to Emily Perkins? And it's like, I don't know. Maybe she's done. Like, I was kind of surprised they got her in that documentary we watched.
Yeah. Well, and maybe she retired. Maybe she, you know, has moved on to different things.
Yeah. As of, like, a few years ago, she was, like... hard to even find.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know if she is now.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. It must be nice, like, when you're in movies and stuff as a kid, a young person or whatever, to, like, come off the grid a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got some people agreeing with us out there, man. Pinhead198 says, Ginger Snaps, hell yeah. Great film. Totally agreed, my dude.
Look, Grassman Nightmare didn't even know there was a Buffy series. Is that even possible? Like,
Grass man, you silly
you're
goose.
teasing us.
Yeah, he's coming in with he's like our Trav.
You're joking.
Is that Trav? Did Trav make another name?
Is Trav also a grass man?
Yeah, Trav is the grass man. The Diabolical Doctor says, I vote fuck yes. Bridget is a survivor. Absolutely. And JK says, I agree with Bridget. She has an amazing retort to a group therapist in the sequel. Yes. Absolutely, man.
Yeah. The Grassman nightmare just...
Yeah, Grassman always being all ambiguous.
Yeah.
So, of course, we got to throw Milla Jovovich in there from the Resident Evil series. That's pretty obvious.
That's pretty obvious. There's a couple of badasses, and we've done a couple already that are obvious badasses. Ripley, Sarah Connor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mila, we love you.
We do. We love you very... Mila, if you're watching this.
We love you.
We love you.
She's clearly a badass. And then, obviously, Kate Beckinsale from the Underworld films.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's her whole role.
Yeah.
Is badass.
Yeah.
Like, that's what she is. Like, that's, yeah.
So one that...
Those are easy.
Yeah. So one that I added on the list... Mm-hmm. And I see you looking at it now.
I'm looking. No, I'm just trying to look at the list to see, like, did I forget anybody?
Because we have one left on the list.
Only one left on the list.
And I added this on the list. And I didn't discuss it with you first because it popped in my head. And I was like, oh shit, I better write that down. And I want to discuss this with you.
Okay.
Mia from Evil Dead remake.
Okay.
Could she can't now I know so there's this could be argued.
Okay.
I see where you're going.
Yeah.
But hear me out.
Okay.
So she is like the first one to notice, like, and alert everyone, like, man, something ain't right here. Like, this place freaking stinks. We need to get the hell out of here. Like,
yeah,
shit's going wrong. So I mean, you do get that, but also at the end, she rips her own arm off to survive.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because if that's the route we're going to go, who I would argue is the bigger badass is the nurse who cuts her own arm off.
Oh, yeah.
Because, look, one, she's not a heroin addict. Two,
so everybody, same film. This is still the Evil Dead remake. There's a nurse character in it.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with that. She, at one point, she gets her hand bit by one of the demons, and she knows what's going to happen.
Right.
She fucking takes one of those, like, power
meat
knives.
Slicers, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And cuts her own arm off.
After keeping her shit together for the... You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't know these people, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's the only... These are childhood friends. A group of childhood friends.
JP with the $40.
Oh, JP,
40 bloody bucks.
You.
Yeah, thank you, JP. Hell yeah, brother.
Thank you, JP.
And he's taking Stream Boss back from old Nipsey.
Oh, bye, Nipsey.
and we've crossed the $100 threshold.
Yes.
On our Ultimate Halloween 2022 party
we
bash.
Are inching closer.
Yeah.
Closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And Anna's wearing her, speaking of Halloween, I want to point out you're wearing your Friday the 13th shirt.
I am.
And her reasoning was because, well, it's the 13th.
It's the 13th and it's not Friday. So I wish it was Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, man, JP coming in bad to the bone, as our friend Jonas would say.
So, because we're talking about Evil Dead, he also gets Ash.
He also gets Ash. Yeah, look at that, baby. Oh, I included a jigsaw in there. You get a wild jigsaw appears. Grassman loves your shirt.
It's a great shirt, right? Thank you.
Yeah, Anna has wanted... So we took her to Spirit Halloween multiple times. And she has seen that shirt, and every time she's like, I want that shirt. Or, I love that shirt. I love it. And this time we went on stream, and I was like, you're getting that shirt today. Because once again, she walked, I love that shirt. Oh, it's so cute.
It's so cute. He's so cute.
You got to get it. You got to own it. Yeah.
He's so sad. Little cartoon Jason.
But I want to know, though, do you think Mia could, in addition, we'll include the nurse, because, hey, badass.
Yeah.
But do you think Mia could make the list as well? Because she does, after that, she does ram a chainsaw down Demon's throat, and blood goes like everywhere.
She almost kind of like a final girl pulls it out her butt at the end. Because otherwise, not really. I mean, it's then you really get back into our conversation earlier about that inner strength thing. It's like,
yeah, okay.
Well, she doesn't have a whole lot.
Well, okay, so I want to know what the chat has to say. Would you include Mia from the Evil Dead remake?
As a
badass?
You could go either way. Her final scene is epic. Like, you can't argue with that. It is. It's a great last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and I want to know who are some people that we should have included in your opinion. I want to know, because like I said, we had to go, we had to come up with this list pretty quickly. So we just, riffed off of each other, and we're adding this, that, and that.
Yeah.
I want to know who you would have picked. Horror fam, let us know.
Who'd we miss? Who'd we leave out? Because we did. We're not going to lie. We threw this together as quickly as possible for y'all tonight.
We did, but, I did say that there were some people that I believe the horror fam would be disappointed we didn't include, but I didn't want to include them. I do not see them as badasses. So... Well,
and we included some people that we find badass for certain reasons that everybody else was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's
there's true
some gap there.
I'm gonna say Laurie Strode does not make the list from the first Halloween film.
No, she's more of the classic final girl. She is.
She just happens to survive. She does get one in on Myers, but other than that, she's pretty damn useless until...
And it doesn't make her a bad character.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. I'm not insulting her whatsoever.
We dislike characters because all they do is manage to survive. I mean, that takes,
Yeah, I'm totally not... Too, I'm not talking smack about her. I'm just saying, I don't consider from the original Halloween, Laurie Strode a badass.
Yeah. Briggs says Anna from Martyrs. I have not seen Martyrs, so I can't comment.
God, Briggs. I would maybe agree with that. I'll give him that. I'll maybe agree with it. Well, oh man, because you don't get much of it at all. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'll give it to her, Briggs. Now that I'm kind of coming back.
Demon Knight.
Demon Knight, absolutely. Geraldine is the owner of the place they're staying, and she totally her and Deputy Bob sacrificed themselves. So I'm giving it to Bob too. Damn it. Let's see here. Ethel Hubbard from Friday the 13th, Part 5. Crazy Ethel. She is a badass. Screw it. She shows up, threatens to blow people up, flips off the sheriff.
Paquita from Dead Alive. Paquita from Dead... I would absolutely agree with that.
Okay.
She fights for her man, damn it. She really does. She does. She does. I would totally agree with that.
She wants that good.
Yeah.
Briggs says Rocky from Phantasm 3. If you're going to say Rocky, I'm going to say, what's his name, Bill?
It's been so long since I saw that I can't. I also can't comment.
Okay. We need to plow through. I love them.
Yeah, I need to revisit
and Phantasm 3 is my favorite.
And the first one is the only one I've seen multiple times, so it's the first one I could comment on and stuff, but the sequels I've only seen once.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
Jim Harbaugh says the redhead from Night of the Living Dead remake 1990. Oh, Barbara. Yeah, she kind of does turn into a badass there. During the first part, she kind of is hysterical, doesn't know it, but then she kind of she hits that kill switch engage button.
Okay.
And, you know.
Okay. Naru from Prey.
Briggs, get out. Can we
Briggs
get... Okay,
us.
you know what? That's it, Briggs. I'm ending this poll. Because there's something more pressing at hand here. So our poll, folks, we ran is called Who's the Bigger Badass? And it's Ellen Ripley from the Alien franchise versus Sarah Connor from the Terminator franchise.
She's who I voted for.
And Ellen Ripley took it.
Yeah.
She took it. Now, it was very close.
Yeah.
But Ripley did take it. But there's a new poll coming up right now because I've had it with Briggs.
Uh-oh, Briggs.
Yeah, I've had it with Briggs. We got to throw it up there. We're going to toss it up, Briggs. We got to get some good votes in here. So, the new poll is up, folks. It's called Do We Ban Briggs? You have 3 options. Use them wisely.
Well, I feel like I know the horror fam well enough at this point to, Oh, I guess I don't. I was going to say I know where this vote is going, but so far.
I think somebody took it serious.
Yeah, somebody's like, no!
No, don't ban Briggs. Shit. Jim Harbaugh's like, hell yeah, ban that motherfucker. Get him out of here. Hell yeah. Let's see.
Billy
Judd, we're going with the 90s version of Night of the Living Dead.
You know who John Heckman, Big John Stud, brought up earlier and I didn't get a chance to comment on it, is he brought up Jessica Lange from Rob Roy. Now, Rob Roy is not a horror film, but Jessica Lange plays an epic badass in that movie. Ooh. But it made me think, you find her a pretty badass in all of the American horror.
I really do. I think Jessica Lange in the American Horror Stories, all of them she's in. Just give them all of them. She's a badass. Yeah. Blanket statement, Jessica Lange.
Let's just do that.
Yeah,
doesn't even matter what she's in. Jessica Lange is badass.
Yeah.
There you go. So thank you, Big John Stud, for...
Thank you, Big John Stud, baby.
For Jessica Lange. She's
all right, so, I want to see a lot of kill him votes right now, people. We got to do this. I'm pretty sure, worst comes to worst if we want him back.
We're 50-50. I really thought the vote was going to go bullshit. Kill him instead.
This is number one bullshit. If worst comes to worst and we miss Briggs, we won't. Spoiler alert, we won't miss him.
Where's DOD when we need her?
Yeah, I have reagent. I'm pretty sure I can bring him back.
A whole new, improved.
Yeah, and he'll be new and improved. We can fix him. So Jim Harbaugh says Tina from Friday the 13th Part 7 was badass. She was the one with the gnarly mind powers. So, we got to give Carrie. Well,
I would say Carrie in the book is a badass. I don't think I've not seen the remake.
That's true. Yeah, Carrie totally.
While I love the Sissy Spacek version of the film, it's a beautiful film, it really kind of robs her of her badassery.
Yeah. Looky here, and the poll just came to a close, folks. Right as Kill Him took over. Jeez.
Yes.
Yes, we get a kill Briggs. Goodbye, Briggs.
Kill Briggs.
Kill Briggs. Must die. Briggs must die. Murder, death, kill. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yes. Oh, man. Yes.
I knew we could do it, horror fam.
Yes. Briggs must die.
So long, sucker.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh, I give you that, brother. Carrie was more like a wounded animal and not a badass. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. She totally was.
She was.
But you know who I will give it to? Is...
Talking about a heartbreaking movie, but yeah.
I will say Tina from Friday the 13th Part 7, because she does face-to-face with Jason.
Yeah.
And use her mind powers against him.
Yeah.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Billy Judd, he says, we don't see what happens to the students in the 1976 version of Carrie. In the book, what you were talking about, man, she fucking goes ham.
She destroys the whole fucking town.
Yeah.
It's amazing. If you haven't read the book, read the book.
Yeah, she wipes out the whole town, dude.
She handles that.
Yeah. Yes, Grassman Nightmare. See you in your dreams, Bruce.
He's coming for you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, who did anybody disagree with anyone that we included on our list? I know Chris McNeil
there was some contention.
There was a lot of flack there.
Yeah.
A lot of flack there. So, let's see. Jonas says Tina from Halloween 5. Jonas is totally trolling us.
Yeah, he totally is.
Because, Come on, Jonas. Come on, Jonas.
We've gotten another vote for Kirsty from the Hellraiser films. Absolutely, JP. Somebody else brought her up earlier, and we were like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kirsty has to make the list.
She has to. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the upcoming. But anyways, I know this is a story for another time.
You know what? I'm saying Allison from Hocus Pocus. Give her badass benefits. And Thora Birch, little Danny.
I was gonna say Danny's more of a badass than she is. I'm
gonna say that because those two ladies stuck by Max Dennison, who he's a virgin and he lit the black flame candle.
That's true.
They could have totally bailed on him, like, fuck off, dude.
Could you imagine somebody's little sister ditching him because he was?
Yeah, you're a virgin, bro.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah, get out of here, lame wad.
And she's like 8.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Ooh,
God.
Would you consider Elvira a badass?
Okay, so this is something interesting. She came up earlier.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Elvira's a badass because she's just killing life, right? Like, she's just killing it. Like, but she's in... The only movie she's in is her movie about being Elvira. I mean, so...
She's badass in the fashion sense and who she is.
She's badass in that movie. Like, that's...
Yeah, she's badass in that movie.
To be fair, but she takes on that whole town. Yeah. But, and the evil that dwells within.
Yeah.
But, like, she's not... She has a purpose in life, and it is to host horror films, and she is the most amazing creature to ever do so. Like, she's... Yeah.
Yeah.
But... but does that count? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's really weird. It's weird.
Dude, Jim Harbaugh brings up a good one. Burt Gummer's wife from Tremors. Absolutely. Reba McEntire shooting high-powered rifles at graboids. Absolutely.
Deal.
Absolutely, dude.
Deal. You know that, oddly enough, it's a random thing, because I immediately started to think of, like, silly moms in monster movies, like, in creature features. And remember the mom in Gremlins? And she sticks the gremlin in the
fucking blender.
In the blender, and then one in the microwave.
Oh my god. Yes.
So, does that count?
That counts, yeah. She's badass.
She has some of the coolest kills in the movie.
JP says best evil badass monster, Malik the Nun.
Ugh.
Oh man, yes.
She is so scary. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Good call. She's creepy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh says, She-Ra.
I want the She-Ra, a pop figure.
Yeah.
Have you seen the She-Ra pop figure they have out right now? She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Everything Horror Collector, what's up, brother man? You are running late, dude.
We've missed you.
Yeah,
we've
been partying it up over here talking about the most badass chicks in horror, dude.
I know, and our list is done. So you've missed it.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, right now we're just riffing off of each other. Like, if we can think up anything that's...
Yeah, now we're just throwing out, like, all kinds of silliness.
So, So Billy Judd says, did Carrie really kill PJ Souls when she sprayed her with her fire hose onto the table? Yeah, man. PJ died. Everybody died, I assume. That was in the
in the gymnasium.
In the gymnasium, yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody dies.
Yeah.
They all die.
Yeah. They're all dead. All your friends are dead. You lose. Go home.
Yeah.
You know.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
No, do not.
They're all dead.
Don't do it.
They're dead, all right? Can I go now?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's hitting me with the aliens quotes here. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Mary Lou hello Mary Lou, prom night 2, baby. Oh my God.
Now, I have not seen the prom night films.
Yeah. Well, would you okay, here's one for you. Would you consider, I've seen it mentioned a few times and people are going like nuts, like Sidney Prescott from Scream. I kind of didn't list her because Neve Campbell, for some, like, her character just annoys me.
Yeah.
In those movies. They've always just been, since I was a kid.
Yeah. And she's just got, like some issues for me that just aren't, you know what I mean? Like, she has a pretty good idea that her boyfriend is killing people and gives in and sleeps with him anyways. It's like the creepiest, like weirdest. It's so weird. I'm just like, I don't know. And then suddenly she's like, no, I'm a badass and I only will kill you. It's like, where'd that come from?
Yeah,
Where'd that come from? Because you just gave in to the peer pressure of, sleeping with this guy who's murdering your friends.
Yeah.
Like, and torturing you. And it's just, I don't know. It's weird. But I know she's a very beloved character, so those are my own problems with her.
Yeah.
Like,
evil baddies, I'm going with the werewolf women's from Trick or Treat.
oh my God, they're amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, but when she has Steven, the dude who dressed up as a vampire and like tried to bite her down, and like she flicks her head up, like after she says like my what big eyes you have, and then she like flicks her hair up and
her
like,
eyes are
her eyes do, oh my God,
do the werewolf change thing.
that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
Like, I've loved that particular moment
Yeah.
since I've seen
that
it.
whole scene is a really great scene.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Billy Judd says he would consider Lisa Zane in Nightmare 6 as a bad... Dude, I wouldn't consider Nightmare 6. There's nothing. And Lisa Zane is like... potato brain in that movie. Like,
it's a really strangely written film. The characters are really strangely written, but none more so than her.
Yeah, like, I swear I think she showed up stoned and
possibly. Maybe that was the problem.
Oh my God, unsung hero Juno Kaplan from The Descent. Absolutely. Juno is a freaking badass, dude.
Yes, agreed.
Juno is a badass.
Yeah, The Descent is great.
The Descent is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of which, we got to do it, man, and we just watched it, As Above, So Below. Uses that brain power, goes back by herself through the catacombs.
That is true. Her level of courage is pretty intense. It's pretty, but she's also that character who gets everybody into that situation to begin with. They all tell her not to go. They all, you know what I mean? There's all these warnings to turn back, and she is so
that's true
insistent that she gets most of the people she's with killed.
She does, but...
And I don't know if that makes you a badass so much if it makes you a bit of an asshole, but...
The only one I feel bad for is, what's his name? The dude that went with him, because he got screwed. Yeah. Like, I get the feeling he was going to go anyway, because he just kept inching forward.
Yeah.
With each... But he got screwed because of the cops.
Right.
Like, the cops were on their trail, and he had to run into the catacombs.
Yeah, his name was, like, Robert or Richard or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
And... he's the only one screwed. The other people were paid
to be there.
Technically to be there.
Yeah, I mean, but I also feel sorry for the cameraman who's with her, who's there to film almost like a documentary type thing, and he like flat out tells her, I did not sign up for this, for what we're doing. Yeah. You didn't tell me this is what we were doing. Yeah, I had no idea. So I feel bad for him too, because granted he's being paid, but not for what he's there to do. You know what I mean? For not for what they end up doing. Now the people who are guiding her through, the
catacombs.
The catacombs. Yeah. Granted, now they knew they were going underground. Like they knew, but yes, she's got two men with her, one of whom dies.
Yeah, but who
had no idea.
But she does use those big brain points.
She does use her big brain points, and you're right. That scene where she takes off back alone
through the catacombs,
through all of the horrors they've just come through.
Yeah.
To get back basically to the to the beginning, to fix what she's done wrong. That's
badass.
That is pretty badass. It is, and she gets 3 of them out alive. She does. Yeah. And she gets them out alive. I guess my only problem with it was she's who put them in peril. But she does.
That is true.
She does get them back out alive. She does. Yeah.
And I think some honorable mentions would be the female chess machine from The Thing before R.J. McCready pours his drink into it. I think, you know what? Actually... all jokes aside here, I'll tell you one I'm going with. I'll tell you one I'm going with, and none of you would have ever come up with this. I'm throwing it out there right now. I have ultra big brain PP points right now. Okay. Jonas, give me the drink. I deserve it. I've earned it with this choice.
Okay.
Christine.
The car?
The car. Christine the car, baby. The ultimate. Thank you.
I snorted.
Yes, you snorted. You totally snorted.
I snorted. That's
Christine the car is the ultimate horror badass.
That's hilarious.
In all seriousness. Yeah. Christine, man. Sexy car.
Yep.
Beautiful. Gives Arnie something to love.
Yep.
Gets jealous.
Yep.
Goes to strangle that chick who has the nerve to sit in there. Doesn't deserve her Arnie. Takes out Buddy Rapperton and his crew.
Oh.
Yeah,
she definitely goes on the side of villain.
She goes on the side of villain.
But she is a badass villain.
She is a badass, loves him till the end.
Yeah.
Till the end.
Yeah.
So, Bingers, has Linnea Quigley been mentioned at all yet? There's no, she is a scream queen.
Yeah, but I don't think she's a badass. Like, in any
there's
of her
no...
roles. Sadly, because I feel like she's such an interesting... actress. Like, I think I comment on that a lot. Like, she is interesting. Like, she portrays her characters in a very kind of bizarre way. So I feel like if somebody had given her a character with some meat on their bones, like, she could have given us like a really interesting performance. Like, I think she could have, but mostly
most of the time she's just a victim. The only time she's like her most badass is probably Trash from Return of the Living Dead.
Really? Because I was going to say her most badass is once she's a demon.
That's true too.
When she becomes a demon in Demon Knight.
That is true. Yeah, but for some reason I wasn't thinking of demon.
But even then, it's okay. But even then, most of her scenes as the demon...
Yeah.
She's more doing like weird, creepy things than she is killing anybody.
And that is true, Billy Judd. She was the first one to possess Angela, so she started it all.
Yeah.
She took one for the team and showed those clerks her butt so that way the party could commence. And she comes up with classic lines. Linnea Quigley, badass. Demon Linnea, yes.
Are you?
Run, Judy, run. See Judy, run. Yeah, she's a total badass. She has awesome quotes in Return of the Living Dead, like, I like it spooky.
So she's like, that's what I think she qualifies more as of an interesting character than she does like a badass.
Totally,
I think Angela is more of a badass character
Angela's
than.
cool. But yeah, I wish.
But even then, it's like
I do wish Linnea had been given that opportunity. Like she definitely paid her dues.
Like I think she could have played like a very bizarre villain at some point. You know what I mean? Like. I think she leans that way more than anything else. Like, I think she could have been a cool...
Yeah.
A bizarre villain.
Well, I know it's kind of like sacrilege, and maybe... But she could have, for instance, took over Mindy Clark's role in Return of the Living Dead 3. You know, that would, and been like the badass zombie biker chick. Maybe, but... she could have been given something like that even. Or like, if Trash was had a pretty strong opinion on things in the first half of Return of the Living Dead, but like, once the rain comes, she kind of...
Wimps out hard, and it's like, man. Yeah. Like, I wish somebody would have given her some... a role with a little more meat. Yeah, because I think you're right. I think with the way Trash starts...
Yeah.
In the movie, if she had ended up one of the teens who lasts almost to the end of the movie or whatever, like, I'd have bought that.
Yeah.
But they didn't. That's not how they wrote her.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing with Suicide. Like, Suicide's bad. He looks fucking badass. He's going to be a badass, but then he gets taken out like a wimp, man.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Like, Suicide's eating that soy or something when he went into that bad mug. Like, he got railed on. But...
we did do Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Grassman Nightmares wants to know, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop?
Too many.
Yeah, too damn many, brother.
And really, what's the payoff? It's just a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. Trash was there for one reason, and it wasn't her character development. Yeah, I feel like Linnea gets thrown into that a lot, and it's great. Like, it's like great, but we've seen it multiple times. It's like she didn't need to be that every time. Like, it's, it's great, like, if Linnea wanted to do that for one movie or something, but then, like, give her something else to do, maybe, and...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it would have been cool if somebody had faith in her more than just her boobs.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hell, if that's what she likes and that's what she does, then more power to her.
Right, sure. Absolutely.
Because, that may be her shtick. Like, she may...
She's like, I don't want to act, I just want to show my tatas. Like, it's entirely possible, but it is
because she's done that numerous.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen her play a fuller character and fail and be like, okay, she couldn't handle it, then never see her get to do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because, I mean, but it may be that. Like, I'd love to talk to her because, I mean, hell, she's in Freddy's Chest of Souls in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and she is literally just the boobs.
She's just the boobs. Yeah. It's
like she doesn't even get a character. I mean, she got in the credits.
Yeah.
But
as, like, the boobs. Like, poor thing. Like...
So,
I shouldn't even say poor thing. Maybe she's stoked.
And I mean, she obviously, apparently has no problem with it. She's done it multiple times.
Well, she clearly has no problem. I just hope, she didn't want more and that's what she got.
Yeah, if she did, then I feel bad for her because I'd like to see her, got to try her hand at something.
Yeah, and it's like you said, like she absolutely paid her dues. And
she paid her dues, and, I'm not going to complain about Linnea, but I will in that sense. Like, I wish somebody had given her a shot.
Yeah. To be that, like, kind of evil badass.
And she still could have showed her boobs in that.
Why not?
Grassman Nightmares, how long's a piece of string? Too damn long. House of 1,000 Corpses. There you go, Pinhead. Pinhead coming in with the win. But yeah, man, we're just sitting here chatting it up for now. I'm getting hungry. I think I'm going to pop off here and get some things ready for... We have a stream tomorrow. Then we have a stream Thursday. So you get Talk Horror 3 days in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Talk Horror. Horror.
Talk horror.
So much talk horror. Can you handle that much talk horror in your life?
And, now Necro is a filmmaker, and he does this on a regular basis, but next week we have a special guest filmmaker who is a woman in horror.
Next
Tuesday, baby. Yes. You're going to have to tune in for that one. We do have a female filmmaker, horror filmmaker, coming on the show.
Coming in hot. So
we will have an official guest, as it were, because Necro, he's pretty much a regular.
Right.
So,
right.
Oh, yeah, man. And this chick
member
is
of the horror fan,
to the bone, as Jonas would say.
Absolutely.
So, cannot wait to have her on here. JP knows her. Very impressive. He promises.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm excited. That'll
Absolutely.
Be a cool show. That'll be a cool show. Tune in. That's next Tuesday.
That is next Tuesday.
Do you have a time set already for that? Is that
8 p.m.,
8
baby.
p.m.
Same Talk Horror time. Same Talk Horror place.
Mark it on your calendars. That's going to be a good one. You're not going to want to be late for. You're not going to want to miss.
Yes. Absolutely not.
Tune in, Tokyo.
Yes. So, once again, tomorrow, Thursday, and then Tuesday. I mean, it's so much Talk Horror goodness.
So much.
Jesus. Oh, man. Yes. I would like to thank Nipsey Ducky.
Thank you, Nipsey.
Yes. Coming in with the Euro bucks. He sent us what was it, $40? 30? It was 30.
30
He sent us 30 pounds of dollars. 30 pounds of dollars. Swung them our way, man. I appreciate the hell out of that.
JP came in with some.
Took over as stream boss for a long time, and then the big JP came in with the big 40 bloody bucks, pushing us ever closer to the Ultimate Halloween Bash 2022.
That's right.
That is right. So thanks
Thank you,
every
guys.
single one of you. Thank all of you, all the horror fam. They were very strong tonight in the chat.
Were.
Thank all of you for showing up.
And if we missed any chat, so sorry.
Yeah,
sometimes it goes by so fast you can't catch it
I know
all.
you can't see it on webcam, but Anna's playing with my leg the whole time.
The whole time.
We're on camera. Sometimes we're going to get a little distracted and miss some things, so we're
fiddle
sorry.
And fondle and all of that.
Yeah, she got to get that fondle, good in.
Got to get that good.
She does. And, so thanks.
It's very distracting.
Yes. Yes, Anna.
Uh-oh.
That is very good, Anna. Oh, Anna. What, babe? You love it.
Had about enough of your
You
shit,
have.
Steve.
Has the horror fam had enough of my shit, as it were?
As it were. His last words were...
Whoa.
All right, guys.
Yeah, she's very handsy.
I'm very handsy.
Yes, she is.
I am actually very handsy.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all caught on, but she's totally rubbing my shoulder or my arm there at once. Like, hey, how you doing over there? Yeah, totally. Oh, that actually feels good. I had an itch right there. And
Did you?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, you did. Dead ringers. That's right. All right, man. Yeah, thank y'all. See you tomorrow at 8.
You're on with Necro tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm on with Necro. Then Thursday with the old Diabolical Doctor.
Wow.
If I don't kill him tonight.
Hitting all 3 of the Horror Fam regs.
Yes, I am.
This week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So until then, my friends, look horror.
Listen horror.
Talk horror.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get on with them.